the madness of being human. And one of these things that we often do to ourselves, and I've worked with thousands of people over the years, and I've seen common things happen, and I've of course watched my own madness inside my own head. And one of these things is that the ego part of us, likes to create a cage. Like, we live inside this little cage in our head, and the ego creates these structures inside our mind that limit our ability to feel good and trap us in a very toxic situation. I want to talk about this because when you understand how this works, you can get out of it quite easily. So, for example, in relationships, I was talking to someone recently, and I talked to lots of people with the similar sort of situation where someone might have ended a relationship and they want to break out of the relationship and experience freedom. But if someone's thinking about the past relationship and, I want the thing I want in the past, can I get it again? Can I get it again? The other person may have moved on and not interested. But if we think I need to have that situation to feel good, but that situation is never coming back, yeah? If that situation is never coming back, then we can spend months, years miserable now, because of trying to get in a situation. And a lot of the time, the ego sets up situations. This is how the ego works. The ego says, you need to have this, 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 and this. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable, right? The ego kind of creates these structures that you have to have this person, this situation, these sorts of things. Otherwise, you can't be happy, right? And if we believe that, then we spend our time running around trying to get those things, which is like trying to get inside a cage. The ego says, here's a cage, and if you sit inside this cage, if you sit in the cage, then you can feel kind of relaxed. So we're creating a cage for ourselves, and then sitting inside of the jail. It's like making a jail for ourselves, sitting inside the jail, and then thinking that once we've got our nice pillows, I've got my nice pillow here, this is my nice jail, and I've got like my special little thing, do you know what I mean? And now I've got like, now I can enjoy myself in prison, So the ego creates these bizarre structures. You have to have this, this, and this, and this, and depending on who you are in your situation, it might be I have to have this person, I have to have this food, I have to have this situation, I have to have this, because we all have our own version of this. Some people, it's like this elaborate list of 100 things. I remember hearing this one woman who went to a hotel room. This woman, she went to a hotel room, and she went into the room, and she opened the door into the bathroom, and there was the taps were not gold plated. They weren't gold plated, they were silver plated instead of gold plated. So she had a tantrum. She felt absolutely deeply insulted, phoned up the manager in absolute shock, and then had to leave because she didn't have gold plated taps. So I don't know if you need gold plated taps. I don't know, maybe you need gold plated doorknobs or something. If you don't have a gold doorknob, then you're not going to walk in the room. I don't know if it's got that bad. But the ego creates these strange structures, and it basically says if you sit inside this little jail that we've created, then you can kind of feel a bit better. But realistically, we can't. Sitting in a jail, for a start, is frankly horrible. Sitting inside jail is not a good thing. Putting ourselves in prison. And also, the things that we want aren't always going to be there anyway. People aren't always going to be nice to us. People are not always going to be there for us. You might want to talk to someone and they're not available. You might want certain foods and you go to a country and you can't get it anymore. You might want all sorts of things. We might have this massive list of stuff, and we can maybe get 3 out of the things, 3 out of maybe 150. And so the more things that our ego says that we need, the more opportunities we have to be very, very miserable people. So we want to just acknowledge this and bust the ego. The ego is a monstrous little creature, a wonderful thing. It's a demanding little child. I like to think of the ego like a child having a tantrum. If you've ever been with, if you have kids or you've seen kids in the shops, if you've gone shopping, And you see these little kids with their mothers, and they basically say, "I want this chocolate. Give me the chucky, 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 chucky." Yeah, and the mother says, "No, no, no, you can't have it." And, "No, I want it." And then they start crying and screaming. Yeah, and if they don't get it, they have a tantrum in the shop. Yeah, have you ever seen that? I've seen that loads of times. I probably did that to my mother. "I want this chocolate. Give me these things. I want this toy." And then if they don't get it, they have a tantrum. Yeah, we have that same little kid in our head demanding that I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that. And if we try and buy into it, we're basically designing a box for ourselves, a little kind of prison, and we live in a jail. So what we need to do is smash the jail down, knock it down, knock it down, knock it down. Realize that there is this prison, smash the whole thing, and realize that we're all right without all this nonsense. We don't need hundreds and hundreds of silly things. All right, and the less we need anything, the better. And that's really the whole point of higher consciousness and meditation, is to experience a state of being that is on a higher level than all of these endless needs of the ego. And when we experience that peace on a higher level, then we feel all right. We feel like, I haven't got anything, but I feel fine anyway. Yeah, that's the whole point of spiritual development, is to experience freedom without any stuff. And then if we happen to get, like some prayer beads or a cushion or some books or something, then that's all extra. Do you know what I mean? If someone says, "Here you go, Michael, here's this thing," I'm like, okay, I can wear that around my neck, or I can take it off. Yeah, I can have it or not have it, and it's fine. Like, this is extra. Yeah, if I said I can't do meditation without my beads, yeah, like I want to do meditation, where are my beads? Where are they? I can't do meditation. That's a bit of a problem, yeah. But if I don't need anything and I happen to have these around, I'm like, okay, this is cool. I can put this on, no problem. So what we want to do is spend time every day. I think at least 20 minutes or more every day, where you feel free, where you don't need anything, where you just feel relaxed and free. Where you just feel relaxed and free. And every time we do this, we're breaking down that cage. We're breaking down the cage so that you don't need all this stuff. And it might sound like a nice idea to begin with, but when you start feeling that freedom, then you are free. You're breaking down the walls of prison. So my little challenge to you is to watch your ego coming up with all these ridiculous demands and having tantrums. See it as funny. I think the best thing to do is see it as humorous. So when you find the ego saying, "I want, I need, gimme, gimme, gimme," if we see it as funny, yeah, because it is funny, then we can get out of it quicker. If we take it too seriously and say, "Oh God, I gotta get all this stuff," then we start stressing out. But if you see it as funny, then it's not such a problem. And then you can just sort of brush it aside, like having a tantrum in a supermarket, the child having a tantrum. You can see it as kind of amusing. And then spend some time every day beyond all this. Freedom, 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 freedom. Yeah, so Julie Harris says, relaxation is the way. Relaxation is the way. Peace is the way, because when we feel at peace, then all these things really don't matter to us anymore. It just doesn't matter. You don't need it. But when we feel stressed, then we feel I have to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things. Yeah. So if we feel relaxed, we don't need anything. We feel good. We feel we're okay. But if we feel stressed, we feel like we have to get all these extra things all the time. And so we can either play the old game. The old game is trying to like run around all day long to get our list ticked off. I need, I want, I need, which is exhausting. And even if we get everything, we're still not necessarily going to be any happier. And the new way is to prioritize just looking after ourselves, self-care, feeling good, feeling relaxed, feeling at peace, feeling free. And then everything that we have is just a bonus. It's a bonus. It's an extra. It's like we've just come here into this world. The whole world is now a bonus. So instead of I need, it's like, oh my God, look at all this cool stuff around. This is just a wonderful, wonderful extra. Yeah, everything becomes a special blessing, like a gift, rather than something that you have to have. So think about this, have a good look, yeah, be amused by it. I think the main thing is humour and peace. Yeah, if you can see it as funny, then you have got half the way there. If you can learn to laugh at your own self, then you're on a good one. So yeah, looking after what I have helps me to, instead of looking after or more all the time. Exactly. We have so many things to be grateful for. We have so much to enjoy. Life is already so blessed, and if we're always charging after something we haven't got and never really being here, then we're always stressed out and we're never going to really be able to enjoy life. So even if you have gold taps and gold doorknobs and all these special things, if we have a tendency to run around, no matter what we get, we're never going to be happy with it. So let us give thanks for what we have. Let us keep things simple and laugh at the ego's ridiculous demands to put us in jail, and start enjoying the wonders of life. So have a beautiful day. Lots of love to you. Thank you for being here, and many, many, many blessings.